So there was some proposition in there that, they wanted to do some gambling and all to raise money, right? So either you say yes and no. So why would anybody want to raise money with gambling? You're going to have so many problems, so many addicts over there of gambling. So it's like, sometimes I don't know, they come up with such weird way to raise money. After you read the whole Mahabharata story, so दुश्मन भी नहीं करे gambling. इतना वो धर्मराज was doing gambling and उसका क्या हाल हुआ, right? कहाँ उसको 14 वर्ष वन में भटकना पड़ा, उसकी बीवी का इंसल्ट हो गया, सब हो गया. इट्स ऑल स्टार्टेड विद गैम्बलिंग. ना बोल देता गैम्बलिंग को कुछ नहीं होता वहाँ पे. Unbelievable. Anyway, any other point?
Just wanted to make one point about meditation.
Yeah.
When they say that sit down in a Padmasana position, that is, I think by that they mean whichever position you are most comfortable with.
Oh, of course. They call it Sukhasana. That's why. There is a Padmasana is only for those yogis who have done all these Ashtanga yoga. They are so flexible, अगर हम लोग बैठेंगे तो हम लोग डॉक्टर के पास जाना पड़ेगा मुझे तो. I don't know how to sit in Padmasana. No.
The people who have knee problem or something, they can do it on chair also.
Absolutely. I think that's why they call it Sukhasana. Word is very good one, जिसमें तुम्हारा body सुख से still रह सके.
बिल्कुल.
So, when all these instructions, you have to take it with some intelligence. That's why ऐसे बुद्धि ग्राह्य बोल दिया भगवान ने. बुद्धि से लो. ये नहीं कि, जैसे वो कुशाग्रास वगैरह, तो अगर कुशा नहीं है तो I cannot meditate. Nothing like that. Yeah, true. So we have to take, according to age, circumstances, all of that can change.
Okay, so that our mind doesn't go towards the body.
Yeah, that's the whole purpose. That's why it's called Sukhasana. That I'm not thinking about, ये दुख रहा है, वो दुख रहा है, जिसमें सबसे कम पेन हो तुमको.
Right.
और अगर sorry, go ahead.
जहाँ तुम्हें कुछ सोचना ही ना पड़े.
Right. और अगर कोई बिल्कुल बैठ ही नहीं सकता तो लेट के करो.
Yeah.
So, that's also okay. Yeah. That adjustments will have to make.
But don't do it with a glass of scotch.
Then you know what will happen. कि वो बोल रहे हैं कि बुद्धि को प्योर होना चाहिए. सबसे पहले उसका कचूमर निकल जाएगा बुद्धि का. And the moment you have any drink, you can't think straight.
No.
I don't know what people say about it. There's nothing great about drinking.
I think what drinking does is you have no control of mind.
Yeah, I mean, they are saying, no, that if you want to control your mind, you meditate. You're doing exactly opposite.
Right.
You are making a mind into like an animal only, because you have no discrimination. जितना ज़्यादा पिएंगे उतना discrimination खत्म हो जाएगा. तभी people do idiotic stuff when they get drunk. But असर तो शुरू से होने लगता है ना.
One question I wanted to ask you. I think we talked about it before also, that your mind is higher than your senses and your intellect is higher than mind. But so many times mind overtakes intellect.
That's where you are training it not to. That's exactly the point, Anilji. Because lower mind is, it is emotional mind. It gets stuck with this feel-good factor.
Yeah.
That's why you have the strong likes and dislikes dwell in these, starts with the indriya and then it penetrates into the mind. Here, I like this, I want to do this. Or lower mind will हमेशा तुमको गलत रास्ते पे ले जाएगा. नहीं आज रहने देते हैं. That's your lower mind talking. But your buddhi will say, no, shut up. Today we have to do it because I have learned this is the right way to do it. The decision-making power should be given to the buddhi according to Bhagavad Gita.
Right, exactly.
And that's why that analogy is so beautiful, that who is that purified buddhi? It's your own Atma, that self sitting over there, that should have a control over it in the end.
Yes.
So, yeah. So once you analyze it, it's a very beautiful whole thing. That why they are saying it's higher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I guess anybody else has anything to share?
Can we discuss next time, next class, probably the interpretation of the current Nobel Prize winners on universe is not real and Vedanta a little bit more, because obviously as a scientist one may have a different view, and as a Vedantin one may have a different view, and how do we really merge both of them together? And I viewed the video which was sent.
Right. It was a very interesting
Lot of questions. Yeah.
So we can do in the discussion time for sure. We'll start with chapter 7, and then we can do this one. And the way I look at it is, the more discovery this quantum physics walas are making and all is matching with what the Vedanta is saying. That's what the whole conclusion was.
Yeah.
And the gap is becoming smaller and smaller now. And then we have discussed that even the consciousness studies, all the major universities have some connection now with this.
Okay.
That they are realizing that you cannot just assume this world is physical. There's something more than it. And, whatever experiments they are doing and all that, whatever Vedanta is saying, it was matching with it. That's the whole conclusion they're coming to. And even this afterlife and all that, okay, what happens after death? The whole field is exploded. Every, like Netflix or all of them have those programs now. There is a Life After Life karke ek book hai, very famous one. And now they're having so many conferences on this. People's experiences, near-death experience, they call it, out-of-body experience, exploding. And it is like not just in some country, all over the world people are having this experience. So how can you deny it? And some scientists themselves, there was that book, I don't know if you guys are aware of, there is a neurosurgeon from Harvard.
Okay.
And he wrote this book. What was the name? Heaven is Real, something like that. Uski book ka naam hai. And he had that experience, and usne pura scientifically bataya ki as a doctor, his brain was literally shut. Okay. Because he had some kind of a meningitis, a very severe one. And he would. They all thought either he will die or he will. When he comes out, he's going to be in the wheelchair rest of his life. But he's perfectly normal, and he had that near-death experience where he met with all these people in the subtle world, including his sister, who was, I think, either the mother had a miscarriage or died very early. Nobody knew about it, and he met her too. Can you believe that? It sounds crazy, but this guy is not some, any Tom, Dick, or Harry. He's a Harvard professor. So all these things, people are coming out and sharing it with the rest of the world.
In the University of California, if I'm not wrong, they have a section, they only study this afterlife experience.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. They have departments coming up now, and they call it different things.
Yes.
Paranormal, yes, kuch. Abhi thoda better words are here. Paranormal sounds like, just as something like abnormal or something, But consciousness studies, they call it, because they believe that consciousness, a lot of scientists have started believing that consciousness is primary, just like Vedanta says. Yeah, and all that. There's a lot of shift I see in the scientific field. But there will be still those Charvaka kind of people who will say there's nothing before, nothing after, this is it. And some kind of a chemical soup, say life comes out, Aise bhi hai abhi.
There's a cop out,
Yeah, but there are those people who will argue till the sun goes down. But then after a while, you don't need to ding.
Because then they get to do whatever they want.
Yeah. Until they get few kicks from the world, then they start, then say, oh God, the funny thing is that one time somebody said, oh, I don't believe in God. And then something happened and said, only God knows. So I said, what? What did you just say? I said, oops. So भगवान ही याद आता है. You know, जब सब कुछ फेल हो जाता है ना, only God knows. So atheists also use this language. You watch. Interesting. Okay, I guess we'll see you guys next time. Hari Om.
Anyway.
There you go.